Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Before we jump into the video, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. And also leave us some feedback down below. We're always happy to hear from you guys. Okay, so basically we're still looking for the same thing as yesterday. This move up here is a little bit hard to read, and there's a couple of ways of looking at it. So we're going to investigate a couple of different outcomes out of this move and where we could potentially go with each of them. So make sure you stay tuned so you see all the possibilities within these structures. So we were talking about the fact that we've actually come back down into this zone here of this previous fourth wave, and we're looking at the potential that this was a fourth into here and a fifth up, and then actually what we have is a corrective structure to the downside here. So now from this low point we have two options. Effectively what the idea is that either we come up, we find rejection and we look to push lower, in which case what I'd be looking for is this support zone to come into play and potentially the top of this channel that we were in. So it is possible that we could actually come back and retest this. Alternatively, like I said, some of the support zones also lay in this zone. This 1493 is also within this area, so that could be a little zone that we actually look to come back into and retest. If we do look to push down lower, basically the 1429 and the 1376 would be as low as I really want to come with this move. So we'd have to just bear that in mind, that we don't want to come down much lower than this 1376 if we do get a deeper retracement here. Okay, so like I say, either we're looking to come back down like this, or alternatively this move here has completed us on our downward move as a ABC into this low, and now we're actually starting to progress to the upside. So within this structure there's a few ways of looking at this. Basically at the moment it hasn't proven anything impulsive. There is potential for this to become this fifth wave, but it needs to do a few things. At the moment, all we have is a three-wave move here. If this comes back down, finds support, and breaks to the upside, then basically we'd be looking for the potential of having a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then looking for this fifth wave to the upside. So we're going to go into that move now. So if there's basically a couple of ways that we can even look at that. So I'm going to go into the WXY down first. So this is looking for the potential that we actually looking for that downwards area. So looking at the structure now, we can argue that we've actually completed into this high point here. We didn't manage to sweep this A wave high though, so I am a little bit cautious as to calling it completed. There is potential that we actually come back up here a little bit higher and look to potentially test out this 1-to-1 range of this 1573, though it is not necessary. We have come up high enough. I just would have preferred to have taken this A wave high. We've come past this 50% of this retracement to the downside, as well as this 1567, which is basically the 618. We've almost reached that. So if we do push up a little bit higher, that would actually be pretty much a double top with this A wave. If we do push up a little bit higher, that could be a zone we look to target out. Like I said though, the 1-to-1 is this 1573. The zones above that, if it does extend, would be this 1576 to this 1586. So basically within this move, what we'd be looking for is actually not coming back above this high point here of 1604. If that, for as long as we stay below that, this is a possibility where we could get this as a connector wave and the green X wave, and then we actually look to push down one more time for in a three-wave move. So it could either be an A, B, and a C, or alternatively it could be a three-wave move for a Y wave, and then we'd look to move up from that point. So there is still that potential to drop down into this area, so we just need to watch how this move plays out. For as long as we hold the 1501 zone, there is potential for some bullish ways of looking at this. So I'm just going to delete that as well. So within this structure, basically what we're looking at is the potential that we have extensions here. So we can look at this move in a few ways. So either this move is starting to extend and we're actually still within this third wave here. And basically what we'd have to look at there is that we're potentially getting an extension within this wave, where this is a 1, 2, then this would become a 1 up into this high point, and we're forming a wave 2 here. So the thing with this move is ideally we wouldn't want to move down past this zone here of this 786, and that which would be that 1531. So technically speaking, we could have actually completed here, and we could have come down to this 50% already. However, it is also possible that this is an A, B, and a C, and then we're going to actually look to retest some of these zones here. This 702 at this 1535 would be an interesting zone, and potentially from there we could look to break up. So this is basically looking at a sequence of 5-wave moves that hasn't played out yet. So the problem with these is when you're counting like this, you need to wait for that confirmation, because these can quite easily break down. And there is another way of looking at this move. Like I said as well, we can potentially count this as a completed move into this point. So we need to just give it a bit of time and wait for that confirmation. Basically within these, losing these low points that I'm so losing this 1513 and this 1522 would invalidate this potential of having an extension within these waves. And the idea of this is basically that we'd be looking to make a bigger 5-wave move, looking to target out this 1615 as a typical third wave off of this move up and down. So that would be what we're sort of looking at within this structure. So it is possible that we form this as a 1-2, then we have a 1-2, and we're actually still within this third wave. But what we can't do is lose these low points, this 1522 and this 1513. Losing those would actually indicate something else. So there is a bullish way of looking at it, that we can lose some of these. So the other way we can look at this move is that potentially we have a diagonal within this structure. So the thing is that's dangerous about this is if we look at it in this way, what we'd have to be aware is that this diagonal could also be the end of a move, where this is basically an A, a B, and a C wave, and then we're looking to break down from there. So we need to see whether this manages to find support. If I take these lines off here, basically what we're looking at within this is the same idea, and we'd be looking for the potential of a 1-2, and then this would be a 1-2. So if we're looking at this as a diagonal rather, where this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 into this high point here, effectively what we could then have is be looking for this as a B wave retracement. So the zone that we'd be looking for support with this would be this 1535 to this 1519. This would be a zone that we look for that second wave support and then look to push up from that area. However, like I said with the other options, we need to await the confirmation here. So this move to the downside currently, if we have a look at this structure here, a 1-to-1 would bring us to the top end of this move, which would be actually this 1534.77. So if we do continue to break down from here, it is possible that we could actually look at this to come into this top end of this zone. So the 618 and the 50% have some interesting areas within it. So we'd be interested to see how we react on that point. If we do come back up down a little bit lower, the 786 at this 1524 would be a zone we could potentially test out as well. So based off of a 618 retracement, we'd be looking for confirmation of this by moving above this 1622. If we do get this move above this 1622, then I think it's most likely that this option is what is playing out. And then we would be looking for continuation to the upside. So if we do get that move, then we'd be looking for an additional 4th and 5th wave to the upside like this. And what this would actually entail is that we'd still require an additional 4th and a 5th. So all of this is looking for that possibility of coming up here into the 1671 zone and this 1629 area. Basically, this is an area we're looking to target out with this 5th wave, and that would be sort of a zone we could then look at a completion of this 3rd wave. So we're looking for this bigger 3rd wave still. We haven't got confirmation yet, so we need to just be aware that this can always break down. So with that being said, we're talking about these potentials to push up one more time. We've already talked about this corrective structure, which could bring us back down into this lower box zone. But now there is also a way that we can count this move, that we need to just be aware that we could actually break down from this high point. And basically what we'd be looking for within this, if I just turn off this other, let's turn that off there. Basically what we'd be looking for is the potential of these green waves playing out. And like we were talking about yesterday, there is a way you can count this as potentially a diagonal into this point. I don't really like it, but it is still possible. So we need to just be aware that we do have a 5-wave move down from this point. So if we're counting this as a 5-wave move down, it is possible that we could form a wave 2 here. Either this could be an A, B, and a C, and then we'd look to target out this 1458 at a 1-to-1. Or alternatively, we could get impulsive structure here where this becomes a 1 up in a 2, and then we're actually looking to break down for confirmation of this to this 1396. So if we start to actually lose these lows and push much deeper in impulsive structure, basically what we'd be looking for is confirmation by moving down towards this 1396. If we move down to that 1396, effectively what we'd then be looking for is that bounce for that fourth and then that fifth wave to the downside. The thing is with this as a 5-wave move to the downside here, we'd have to be a little bit careful because we could argue that this is a flat correction into this zone. So we'd still be within this 4th wave area. So we'd have to be careful because at that point we could start arguing that potentially maybe we're having a bigger flat correction here for a 4th wave, and that would be this yellow fourth basically here, and this could potentially still be viable within this structure. So we need to just be careful that if we do drop back into this zone, effectively that could still be indicating that we have some progression to the upside here. So even though we have a 5-wave move play out here, if it does happen, effectively we could still look for that final push to the upside. So this is the thing, we're waiting to see how this plays out because we need to confirm the 4th and then look to push up. The alternative is that if we do form this 5-wave move down here that we have shown, what we could then see is something play out like this, where we come down into this area, we retrace, test these support zones that we lost, and then look to continue to the downside and actually have a much deeper retracement here, or an impulsive move, which is potentially one of the options we are still tracking on the macro scale. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. There's a lot of information there. If you need to go back and review it, just go back in the video and have a look at the separate areas where we talked about the different options. Hopefully this will be able to guide you as the market moves. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you'd like to be kept up to date. Turn on those bell notifications. Also, in the description below, you'll find a link to the Discord. Why not come and have a chat with us? And as well as that, in the description, you'll find affiliate links to BYBIT and PrimeXBT. Both of these are great exchanges. They're the ones that we use when we're doing our trading. BYBIT we use for when we're doing crypto trading. And then the PrimeXBT is the one that we use when we're going to be trading regular stocks and commodities and stuff like that. So really, they are great exchanges. Using the affiliate link helps support the channel. So we would really appreciate it if you do that. Yeah, so basically, I just want to say thank you again. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see each other in the next video. Take care out there.